No, 2 times, excuse me, today. No, just the once. Apologies.
Just the once, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, just the once against Simon. They did lose it after having an abysmal first half, 69 on the CT side of theirs, to return it into 16-14, which wasn't bad at all. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But in any case, Budapest 5 starting on the CT by the looks of it. If I call it correctly, they are the ones that won. No, wait, help me out here. They did lose. No, they lost the knife round. Yeah, they lost the knife round, so they'll be starting on the T side. But yeah, Train. Where do they take it? What is the game plan here is a better question, and where do we begin?
Get the op into the hand of Torshi as early as possible, I would say. Because even back on Dust 2 there, we seen how important he was for the opening picks, and we seen on Nuke when he wasn't using the op and they weren't getting those openings off the back of it, how much they struggled. So I would say getting him the op as early as possible, obviously, but before you get to that point, ideally this pistol round is going to be what helps you actually get that initial boost. And over on the CT side, one kit being pulled out as you would expect for Lambert, but 2 players actually going for some utility, so they have a couple of HGs and are perhaps expecting this B play that's looking to be coming in. This could be extremely dangerous.
Indeed it could.
The potential damage right now. I think they're giving up on it just at the wrong moment, unfortunately.
Yeah,
they'll still be able to drop them on the ramp though.
Well, it's possible. Their timings have to be absolutely impeccable. And here comes the smoke. Here come the nades. This could be crucial. They do not do critical damage, unfortunately, as Corey still flies in like it's no one's tomorrow. Flav the second, and the pistol is seemingly chiming out already for LDLC. Corey just keeps on providing the incense, and Sixer and Haji, sure enough, reply. They find themselves 2, and they will be able to put it into equal standing. This is doable, though. Coolio wins his engagement. They know where Haji's hiding. Tries to take the fight. Tries to evade. Can't do it well enough. Haji, one-on-one. He's got the kit.
Oh. Can't spin too quickly.
He's gonna hold it.
Oh, yeah, he got it. Damn, I wasn't sure if the peak was gonna come in time. Flav was peeking in, but hitting those body shots, the molly hadn't quite done enough damage to make that an instant kill. So yeah, just about our LDLC able to snatch away that pistol round, and it really was not looking too likely. A fantastic recovery being found, and yeah, the good opportunity. One of the few pistol rounds we've seen where it does actually, at least in this series, I think it might be the first pistol round where the bomb was actually planted on the T side, and that we see the force spike coming out with the rifles. I mean, look at this. What is it? 3 Galils, 2 AKs, few nades, but nothing too crazy. They are just really opting to try and win out these opening duels, and they have the slightly better weaponry. That is something that needs to be pointed out, and so far have actually traded successfully in their own favor. Lambert, though, just about able to catch the timing as Corey was reloading there, I believe. Unfortunately, not able to quite capitalize on it by taking a kill back.
That's not exactly optimal here in this case, but let's see if perhaps Sixer and Afro and Lambert might be able to stave off certain defeat. Oh, Sixer, he's pushing through all of his shadows, spotted, and the reaction of Torji is imminent, though luckily Lambert comes in flying, though still Coolio, the reply is there, and Budapest 5, they'll be able to keep the distance, and LDLC, I believe you already mentioned it, we've been seeing it, they will lose the second round for the... This will be what, their 5th time? Yeah? Yeah, their 5th time.
I think so, yeah.
Yep. It's
it doesn't help.
Disappointing. Nope. Not one bit.
I mean, even when we seen them get off to a good start on Nuke, they ended up kind of letting some of that slip away. So definitely something that's needed for them to be able to pick up those, not only the pistols, but the rounds that follow them, so that they can actually get momentum rolling, instead of now being put in the spot where all they got was 1400 into this round to try and force back in. Very aggressive from Afro, is able to get 1, and actually does a serious amount of damage on toward Tortzi as well. So not too bad, but Lambert himself not escaping unscathed, so 4-on-4 weapons favoring the T side. It's definitely still a position where Budapest 5 are going to be feeling better, as they have also plenty of time to actually make a decision about where they're going to take this round itself in terms of the commitment, and it looks like they're about to find some contact here. Lambert leading the way, already being tagged up as well, should be a pretty easy target, but no, Lambert absolutely shreds Corey with the MP9.
I guess that's going to work out, and this is not the first time we're seeing Lambert with the MP9 performing some autopsy on poor souls, and It is going to be Torji up in this brown holes with low HP that he's going to have to work with. Does not have the bomb with him, but Coolio is joining the fray, and this could be dangerous territory if they lose Coolio, especially if they spot him. Flav takes out one more. They don't expect Haji behind the corner. Torji out of the question and out of the equation. Now, Body and Haji, they don't have the optimal weapon. Excuse me, Body doesn't have an optimal weapon, but he might still be able to make do. Tags on. Doesn't get the frag, though. Back to a 1-on-2. This is it. Haji, they know where he's coming from, or at least have a good idea. He's going to be relentless in his approach. The attempt yet to be made, even.
Yeah, and without the kit right now, unless Budapest 5 pretty much just gift him these 2 kills, then it really shouldn't be possible. And I think he's going to realize that soon himself. We'll tap the bomb. At most, though, that should just bait out one player into taking a bit of a peek and a gander towards the bomb site, and even then being able to cross now to E-Box just makes it even more difficult. Sure, he could have pushed forward for the kill, but at that point he wouldn't have had time, so instead in position, it gave the room as well for Fleave to go ahead and wrap around, and just completely sandwiched in with nothing to do. Gets traded out on at least Budapest 5. It is way too close to be around that they're super happy with, but they managed to get it. That is the main thing, especially when in this one now they're just going up against an eco, so they do have a chance to actually build on that economy. Ideally, though, to recover what they lost in that previous round, they do want to be living with all 5.
Absolutely right. You want to keep all 5 plus the mech 10, the one to get all the kills, so you get maximum loss bonus out of it. By the way, just a forewarning, I hope that the storm and the lightning that's happening outside right now is not going to break my electricity or internet for that matter. I'm just, just a forewarning because it's outside looks like
I just hear you scream as your house blows up.
The end of the world has come, so hopefully that's not going to be too big of an issue. In any case, Budapest 5, the end of the round will be coming soon enough as they realize that there is a push into upper. That flash will be a dead giveaway. Flav, he's kind of keeping eyes on that. He's kind of keeping control of that. He will most certainly try and be very vigilant, very careful in his approach. Draws attention with his own flash. Here comes the response. That would prong LVLC into thinking there's somebody pushing forward. But so far, so good. Budapest 5. As you said yourself, they'll be looking to keep all players alive. They will lose. Oh, that is such a close
One's
call.
not too bad.
Yeah, like, one can be mitigated. Torty can take his AK, so it's not that big of a loss itself.
Yeah, a drop will likely have to come over, but yeah, as you said, the weapon can just pretty much be given back over by Tortzi as he upgrades to an op in the next round. So it's about making sure now that they don't lose any more, because after the reinvestment onto Tortzi and the AK being dropped over, after Corey gets his nades and his Kevlar and such, sure they'll have enough to probably rebuy for 3 players in the round that follows, but even then that wouldn't be ideal. It wouldn't be enough for a full buy on everyone. So LDLC overall with the 4 kills in that previous round and with the 1 here, I think they can be relatively happy with what they've been able to achieve. Of course, though, not the position they wanted to be in after winning the pistol, but the guns are going to be coming up soon, so they do have a chance to try and bounce back before it gets too out of control.
Yeah, they want to keep eyes on, they want to keep control best they can. And ooh, Botito, fair enough. He's gonna be quick to respond, quick to act. As easy as that. 3-1. Budapest 5. What can I say? So far, so good. They are truly pulling on a few heartstrings and pulling on a few strings in general. This will be not the easiest of takes for LDLC, given that Sixer has an op, but the utility is so limited, no kit as well. Any loss they will take will be extremely hard to make up for, and well, there goes Corey. As Body flies in through that sandwich position, the smoke obscuring his view, plus the flash helping out. Though they seem to be oblivious to Haji, and that's a good refrag, and that's what matters right now.
Yeah, it was only the 1 player pushed out as well, so there's no chance for the trade to come in. I was going to say they'd have to worry now about Pop Dog, but they weren't really ready to actually commit there, despite obviously finding the opening kill. It unfortunately has made them reconsider how exactly they want to approach this round, and it looks like just grouping up, bringing it on over towards B. The only issue is they really don't know exactly what's going on around this side of the map. Fortunately, there's not aggression at the moment from the CTs, and also Afro in terms of what nades he has to defend. It's just that one HE, so no smoke to try and actually delay at the ramp itself. No flashes, no molly. We are going to have to see Afro actually stepping up right now. Let's see, he's already been spotted and tagged up slightly. At least that's some slightly earlier info, so we can perhaps allow them to rotate another player over if needed. And even with that, they do actually send a smoke in from Lambert, and then he goes back. Bit awkward because we know it is going to be the B commitment, but for the moment, LDLC still unsure of where exactly this is going to be ended. It's a good nade though, alongside the spam. Afro, absolutely fantastic. The flash from Bodito as well came in. We will see one return from Tortzi, but the bomb, it needs to be very quickly planted right now, and LDLC do at least have themselves that man advantage as it's going to come down to the retake, including a very quick flank from Haji.
This is looking amazing right now. Haji, ooh, never mind. Fixer will take out Coolio.
They should know he's great trained now because of... Well, he could have went back up to the smoke.
Yeah, he could have tried to go back up, but...
They know the general area though, yeah.
Yeah, they have the idea. And LDLC saved by Afro there, almost certainly without his double and already opening it up through that wall bang. Things could certainly have taken a bit of a wild turn, but luckily enough, they have it under control. Secondary op going to be salvaged as well. And just like that, LDLC are back on the saddle. This is what you would expect out of LDLC, and this is exactly what we're getting out of them. Budapest 5, on the other hand, economy not exactly as established as one would have liked. Now Torji is on the up, which is always a good sign. They have a decent amount of utility to work with as well. Few smokes being deployed, if I could see correctly there. Not a commitment though, and definitely trying to more fake out an attempted A push towards Olaf, towards Sandwich Electro than anything else. By the way, outside is a massive hailstorm right now.
Oh.
The size of hail.
I actually heard that tiny bit when you spoke. It's like the noise. I love the noise of rain and stuff at night though, so it's...
I love it as well, but if I send you a picture, if I literally open up the camera and send you a picture, you're gonna probably be like, okay, you guys are dead, have a good one.
Oh, that nade. That should do loads of damage. Actually, not nearly as much as I expected. Corey does take a relatively dangerous amount of it, down to 61, but it doesn't seem to matter. He still gets a kill. Bodito's able to get that one on towards Afro, and now they've got control of that B bomb site. Budapest 5 in the 5-on-3. If a quick kill isn't found for LDLC, then saving again is something that they do need to contemplate. Oh, and yeah, at this point they should be pretty much sealed.
Oh, Haji! That must have been the buck smoke, right? Surely. That must have been the vision you get through smoke when sometimes it bugs out and you can see the outline of the player.
Yeah, maybe.
The reaction felt like it. And Haji just unlucky to not even be able to save that weapon.
Shappy, give me a break. I can barely pronounce English words.
Shappy's always...
Did I actually say his name right?
Yeah, you said it right.
That was a guess.
Hey, you're doing pretty good. Your pronunciation is actually spot on.
It would have been much better if I got that one wrong. Because it would have fit what I said, but no, I had to get it right. God damn it. 4-2. Budapest 5. They're getting it right now, and it's carrying over from Dust 2. It seems the level of performance that they're giving us, and that's even with the upper slowing down. I'll say that.
Yeah, it tells you a lot, doesn't it? Fixer. He's the one-man army here. He's got the USPS. Oh, excuse me, the AWP. Might as well be a USPS. Afro. Again, delivering though early on. He's Sixer. Oh, Sixer. Second shot. Somehow he's not dead. Lambert actually having to finish Flav off. As Coolio is having to respond. Sixer finally delivers Storgi out of the equation yet again. Corey. With the support of Flav. Oh, excuse me, the tag beforehand by Flav. We'll be able to take out Sixer. But it's a 2-on-2 right now. Good chance for Haji and Body to perhaps win this.
Yeah, I mean, this is very possible. Especially with the low health on Corey. An AK now being retrieved for Body finally. And obviously with Haji on the flank in a position that may not be expected. Or even cleared as they now begin to move on towards B. And the fact that they just checked behind and the timing that Haji got, oh, he's actually bringing it back towards A. I thought he was going to still move in behind on B once his teammate found contact. But he's actually ended up with an op somehow. That's probably the ideal situation considering he doesn't have Kevlar. He can back away and maybe play a little bit more passively now. Hope to just catch one and perhaps seal the deal then pretty much to retake with his teammate. Do they think that they've creeped through A behind Connector? That seems to be what the thought process is right now here for LDLC. And it's not correct as we can see.
Absolutely. They've gambled a little bit in this case, and they will now be having to respond as quickly as possible. The B site is already lost. The plant is down. The worst part here... Oh, never mind. There is no worst part. The timing perfect for Body. As he takes out Corey, it leaves Coolio alone. They know he was last spotted on site itself. Haji coming in from heaven. Coolio now spotted for the second time. That pretty much triangulates his position down to perfection. And indeed, it allows Haji for an even freer of frags. Third round to LDLC. There we go. It seems to be working out.
Off the back of the pistols, though, can they keep it up now once they have the actual rifles in their hands? Because it should, in theory, be easier, but sometimes, as it's been pointed out, maybe you feel a bit less pressure. When you only have pistols, you just do crazy plays that, of course, can catch your opponent off guard. Do they have it now to just start building their way back in? Ideally, they'd be looking to try and bring it up to 10, maybe even 11 rounds.
Yeah, 10-11 would definitely be perfect. Hell case, by the way, as you could see it there. Go check it out. You have a few extra codes you can use. Malta V and Malta V15. What exactly you get out of them is up to you. But overall, it is going to be a bit of a different approach here. Double up. And seems to be paying off. We talked about the double up quite extensively. We were more insinuating for Budapest 5 to have it early on if there were CT. Well, certainly we didn't even touch on the subject that it could be LDLC doing so. But we do see that in this instance, Budapest 5 is hitting a bit of a brick wall. They're having a hard time breaking through to the site itself. Been a little while since we've seen a meaningful defense being put up by LDLC. Good smoke timing though, yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like they may want to still commit this over towards A right now. A potential B wrap definitely could still be something they'd consider, but for the moment, just hoping that an opportunity is going to be given to them around this Ivy area. Just hoping, of course, that they've been so silent now that someone's going to take a peek in. Although, as I say, that the Molotov goes down, it is actually going to force Body back. It wasn't initially covering him, and I don't think they noticed. Apparently they didn't, because Body's able to pop in and quickly achieve one frag. He will be returned on, but they've got a couple players now in position to hold this down, including Haji, who's got already one to his name as well. Sixer, though, falling on the bomb site. That gives over the bomb plant, so obviously giving now some room for Budapest 5 to work with, to start playing with that timer in their favor. And also to reposition themselves, as you see LDLC not really wanting to risk anything. They waited for everyone to group up now so they can move in at the same time. And there you go. Lambert hits a very important headshot. That should be it, but Buddy, oh, he's gotten one more. The bomb kind of planted for him, but it is going to be tough. The bomb being tapped, both players now ready to just hold for that peak. And yeah, Lambert is the one to go ahead and close out the retake with both of the kills.
Whew, what a nail-biting moment here. LDLC's economy depending on that survival and that round in general. And overall, Budapest 5, you know, that plant giving them a bit of extra money, but they themselves still having to go for an eco itself. And certainly a bit of a back-breaking moment, but they'll have to go over it best they can. Mech 10s, pistols, Kevlars, that's what they're going to go for, respectively. They have more than enough money to afford something like such. For LDLC, the double up seems to be the answer to their trouble in the moment, and Budapest 5 is yet to find a way to try and counter it. Good pop flash. Though Haji perhaps a little bit too slow to respond, or at least to make a decision. Indecisiveness in the end killing him. But LDLC gonna keep a clean tab. Flav caught as he tries to transition out of Ivy. Oh, did I just spot correctly that Sixer almost had a lineup on a player in the
He
smoke
did.
there?
He obviously didn't know, though. Didn't want to shoot off and give maybe an opening to anyone up close. We'll eventually be able to spot the boost as he takes down Torchi. Help me with this. What was it again? Torji. Okay.
Torji. Yeah, I know it's hard.
I've got to put on a bit of an accent to say it.
Yeah. It's because of the je. Je is the Z with a little bit of a
yeah, I've never seen a Z and an S together in English.
No. Yeah, I know. It's in like the way you write it in my language is with a Z, and then you have the other way turn around roof on top of it. I don't know how else to say it. Basically, the roof is turned upside down. Basically.
Oh, okay.
Je.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. You've probably seen it in Banja Luka, I presume, but you don't recall. It's
I know
it's harsh. It's harsh when you don't have the letter in your own language.
Okay, so say it one last time, just so I'm.
Torji.
Torji. Okay, so just kind of like a J and a H.
Yeah. It's similar in that sense. Yeah, Torji.
That's all I'll remember anyway. So thank you. I just need to get the little tricks in my mind. Most names don't confuse me, but this one did.
I get it.
But yeah, the pause comes in. Understandably, I mean, it's been a few rounds now in a row. LDLC have begun to shift the momentum in their favor. A decent amount. I mean, they haven't had the most convincing of rounds. You see, obviously, their economy is still quite fragile. So there is still the possibility for Budapest 5, if they are to get back into their own winning ways right now, to not let LDLC get too much done on the CT side. If LDLC can keep this up, though, if they can take this round, if they can do it convincingly, then they will finally begin to build up that money a little bit and then really stabilize themselves here to try and keep running off with this lead. So I would say this round here is very important right now for both of these. Ops available. Torji going to be able to use the op at least, but without the Kevlar, it's a bit of an issue, especially with the nades available for the CTs and how often we've seen these CTs holding the HEs as well to pop down as soon as they find contact. Oh, thank you, Jappy. Even I'm doing a grand job.
Hey, you're always doing a good job, man. At least in my
How many messing? Oh, the nade.
Not
Oh, gets Coolio.
Yeah, not going to do as much damage as it could have, though. There was definitely a lineup or a setup of about 4 people in there that could have gotten absolutely shredded by that. So Lambert holding the line in heaven, or towards heaven, will be able to get it first. But Dito delivers. Though Torji finds Lambert, it's Afro holding from backside. All of a sudden, the round is not perhaps as easy as it might have seemed at the start. Budapest 5 still having trouble to even take control of the site itself. There's a flank set already, and they're not even aware of it. The bomb is out, and there goes Coolio now in a 1-on-3. And no chance, as Afro delivers yet again. 6-4. My lord, LDLC are starting to pull it back.
We found
inch
them.
by inch, but they are.
Yeah, we found them. They were missing for a while for a map and a little bit, but they have returned. Yeah, definitely starting to step up now since they've been able to actually get themselves rolling a little bit here on the CT side. And as I said, now having a good chance to build up money. They only got 3 in that previous round alive. Not ideal. A lot of reinvestment goes in to make sure they have all the nades and such that they need right now to ensure that these pistols aren't going to be a threat. But they should be aiming to try and keep at least 4 alive right now so that they can start building up a small bit. I believe no one, they know that someone has jumped out in towards Olaf right there, and actually the molly's going down, just making it impossible for Fleeve to live. It is a treacherous area, and indeed he will end up burning in the flames. So a quick 5-on-3. LDLC indeed making this look to be a fairly easy round so far. As I said, obviously Curry gets 1 on the Deagle. Will they get anything else? If they can get 1 more kill, then definitely damage that could be worthwhile, and that would leave the CTs in a pretty awkward spot. And yeah, it's falling apart. Oh, it's actually coming down to the 1 versus 1. Curry left on 4 health, so that's a bit awkward considering he's up against an AK that just needs 1 to his body, but he's already got 3 and he's not going to be stopping. He wants to try and make that 4, but he's going to need the headshot.
And he also must not be read as to where he's coming from. His best chance is to come in completely undetected, completely unchecked. And well, I say it, and Afro seemingly reading his mind or hearing us puts himself into the position of Ivy as the flank set and the secured round. 7-4. Close call. Corey definitely pulling off some amazing feats there with that Deagle, but not in the end proving to be enough still. Budapest 5, full buy. Torji on the AWP once again, as always, and the double up still up for Lil DLC. Seems to be working out so far. I mean, it's really currently just a question of can they keep it up economically? And the answer might be no in this sense, but when it comes to the overall outtake, good job.
Yeah, being cut there by that B aggression a little bit later to actually move in that direction from for the Budapest 5 side. So not expecting them to be up so close as the rest of them then, I guess, feel the pressure to make a commitment and they push up towards Ivy. They are going to be finding the op of Lambert there to go ahead and resist that push. Finding one, but also just staying alive for a pretty long time before going down, which of course allowed for Buddy to set himself up, and he's gone ahead and just got a double. He does not care. Coolio's left alone. LDLC, they continue to rack up the rounds most likely, but I don't want to count out Coolio now because Afro is pretty low. It's really Haji here, the only healthy player left, and yeah, now he's left in the 1 versus 1.
It was definitely a doable position. Haji's coming in through connector. Now, taking a bit of a longer route. He's going to walk it all the way through and through, making sure that Coolio will not be aware of this. Although Coolio, the positioning he's taking will give him an advantage, perhaps. Although not really much of an advantage itself, as Coolio's not even aware of it. 4-3 resolution. Black bars, or maybe even stretched. Either way, it doesn't help him. That is going to be the 8th round to... Haji, you can pick up that later. Just go defuse. It's like, for a second there, hold on, Haji, where are you running off to? 8-4, and Budapest 5, after finding the initial 4 rounds, actually now getting themselves caught in this bit of a headlock. Not able to get anywhere whatsoever, even with full buys, even with Torji on the op, who's been so quiet throughout the entire map. It really is a bit of a concerning factor. Exactly, they just need the one.
It will ruin LDLC's economy, and then likely give them another round pretty easily off the back of it, because I at that point, at least if they got it right now, I think we probably would see LDLC taking the 1 eco just to try and get the buyback in to then at least try and end it on 9. So yeah, this is still potentially a map that could be recovered, at least this half right now, from Budapest 5. They do want a little bit more than 4. It's not ideal if they were to end it at this point. Looking to challenge mostly around Ivy here in the beginning of this round. They should know, obviously, that LDLC haven't had to reinvest in pretty much every single round. May even be lacking a few nades, so it seems like they definitely do want to slow things down a small bit. They've shown some presence and they've forced those CTs to use some of those nades, although they haven't really got any control themselves, because you see even in towards A main, it's actually Haji who's pushed up and got it for LDLC.
Encounters being used towards Ivy. This is going to be 2 important fights happening very soon. Main control, and of course towards Ivy itself, how the control will be played. That smoke, not sure if it was intentionally thrown to the right side of the train, but looks like that was the case indeed. Torji and Bodito, the flanks and the flash work like a charm. They're pushing on forward. They're trying to get themselves into a better spot. Body will lose his duel against Bodito, and it is Haji and Sixer left, with the flank from Coolio through main, and the release of Haji's position pretty much gives it away. 5 on the board should be coming up soon, as Budapest 5, through to their name, should be able to find fair success. And you mentioned it, 1 round is all they need to break the CTs, and 1 round is what they're going to be getting here. That much is clear already.
Yeah, Sixer needs to save the op, and with that kill he just got, he may be able to do so. I don't think Budapest 5 are going to be too willing to hunt, considering they themselves obviously don't have any money built up after losing so many rounds in a row. But yeah, that 1 round gives them such a big opening now to potentially pull this back into 6, maybe even 7 rounds. I mean, it depends what we see here from the T side, or rather from the CT side, because they are actually looking at a double eco onto 2 of their players. So are they perhaps going to force buy? I mean, it is an option. But I think I would obviously rather them just try and end it then with the 9-6 if they were to take the 1 eco here, see what Sixer can do with the pistol, and just get what they can. Sure, Lambert and Afro will be limited in the next round, but I was going to say it would at least give them 1 strong buy rather than 2 very iffy ones. But they're going to go for it. They want to see if they can support the up with those FAMASs. Afro, I believe, being on a deagle most likely, considering the money he had available. But this is it. I mean, if LDLC lose this round, they have an even worse investment in the following to try and stop Budapest 5 from getting up to 7 on the T side, which will be fantastic, and just fantastic in terms of the recovery, considering what they were looking at a minute ago, being down 8-4.
Absolutely. LDLC, they haven't really banked up any cash whatsoever, given how well they performed. One would have imagined them being currently rich men, but they're exactly the opposite of that. Bodito takes down Haji. The attempt there to try and help his teammate failed. The timing and the coordination was a bit off. And Lambert, right now, his vital source, well, the vital source of defense here for this site is all that they've got. Lambert already out, as Coolio is able to take his head off. Body does reply, but it's a 2-on-3. And as you said, LDLC, they cannot afford to lose this round. Otherwise, the outcome will be even worse. The end economy is going to be even worse. And, well, the answer already we know where it is. It's even worse. 8-7 should be coming up soon enough. The Deagles, the Pistols, whatever they have left to buy with here, LDLC are going to be struggling to muster anything whatsoever of meaning. Truly horrifying. Truly scary. Now let us find out what the final outtake here will be, as 8-7 looks like a very doable chance now for Budapest 5.
Yeah, when it wasn't really a moment ago. I mean, you say it wasn't really, probably just in general, because if you looked at the economy, you knew it was a possibility. We even said it, but this could work too. I mean, if they still manage to get the 9th round off the back of this bye, I don't think they're going to be feeling too upset. It definitely would be still a decent enough position for LDLC at the half-time, but let's see. I mean, despite retrieving that AK, they are still overall outmatched in terms of the firepower. But they have most of these Budapest 5 players just kind of funneled into one position, which is obviously going to be a little bit awkward. They don't know what's going on elsewhere. They don't have the info, so it does limit the options that you have about where you're going to actually commit to. And yeah, not knowing if they've lost more control, well, obviously knowing that they lost the control over towards B, but not knowing where those players are who did push up, so they decide they have to avoid that side of the map, instead taking it over towards Ivy. But look at this, Lambert going alone with an MP9. Thankfully gets one, but that was very risky. Oh, and the spam from Body.
Like, the smoke spam just doesn't make sense, does it? With a Deagle especially. 7 bullets, chances to hit already low when you have a Deagle. It's just leaves Afro in a worse off position than ever before. He spots Bodito, he knows that he's peeking, but he can't win the duel. And that shall be 8-7. Holy hell, what a half. Budapest 5. After quite a concerning start to the half, and in general to the map, they're back at it again. I mean, this is pretty damn good. I can't say it any other way. This is very good. I mean, yeah, okay. They started off
pretty good.
Yeah, they started off 4-1, right, or something?
Yeah, it was 4-1 because LDLC got pistol and then went down 4 in a row before coming back 8-4. So it was a bit of a shift of momentum, just back and forth. We didn't really see the rounds themselves being back and forth, but rather it was a stretch of rounds each.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely... just shaky, but... Okay. Bit of a VP stack in upper brown holes. Like this idea from LDLC.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, good shots by Torji. He delayed them on the ramp there for so long. Coolio, he had a few chances as well to tap away. But most importantly, he was just able to stay alive. And now they're all here. 4-on-2. They're just swarming the bomb site before that bomb can be taken out. Of course, Afro had actually gone back to retrieve it. I think they had managed to drop it, unfortunately. He might reach the A-bomb site in time to perhaps get the bomb down, but it's unlikely. Even if he had started the bomb plant immediately, he would have been just pushed by Torji. And yeah, Torji comes in, finishes it off. Afro falls, and with that, Budapest 5, they've done it. They've got now 4 rounds in a row. They managed to recover from that 8-4 score to bring it up to 7 at the halftime, and then immediately with the pistol, tie it up. LDLC, no bomb plant. They're not going to be getting the buy-in. It's likely just a full eco, and then they'll be battling to try and get themselves back into it. Budapest 5, they should have the lead after this round.
That is the current prerogative, indeed. They have a lot of utility as well to work with, so the pistols shouldn't be giving them too much headaches, or too many headaches. A bit of a bait and switch here by Haji, we can see. An attempt for him to perhaps drop down in case there would be somebody below. Or if somebody wanted to go up the ramp, or up the ladder, to Zeus him out. Never thought I'd say that, though. Zeus him out.
I mean... Yeah, it's unlikely, though, that they're given close-range aggression like that when, obviously, Budapest 5 are going to know what they're up against. Even the MP9 right now is taking a long-range fight over towards Ivy. If Corey goes up ladder, I will eat my words and be kind of disappointed because it wouldn't be needed. Although if everyone else dies, he might just think it's clear.
That's possible, yeah. And given what we've seen already up to this point, I wouldn't be overly surprised if that was the case.
He spotted someone. Now he definitely wouldn't push it. Oh,
you were saying?
What?
You were saying?
He was just trying to bait it out a bit, but even then, it's a bit scary to Zeus. It can get that kill real quick.
It really can. It looked... you can see the bait. He's like, come down, come down. Come to Papa. I have a surprise for you.
Playing with each other.
Yeah. Nice. It's nice to see a little bit of friendly competition between the guys. Haji faking away that he's running up upper brown holes. And this could prong Corey to go up. Yep, there we go. That is what I'm waiting. Yeah, Haji knew it. He knew it. I love it.
He was fully dedicated to that. He really didn't care about the rest of the round, let's be real.
Oh, absolutely. Like, he didn't care. At that point, it was just a matter of honor. It's like, I'm going to get you.
I said if everyone died, he would go for it, and he did. But he was going for it before. He's a ballsy man. And it does cost him. I mean, he died to a Zeus. I don't think he'll be too upset, but yeah, a risky one for sure. Haji gonna be he's gonna be a little bit happy maybe now coming into this round, but the guns are available. They have the minimum kind of, I would say, in terms of the utility that they have pulled out to give them a chance to play out whatever they want early on, then have a little bit left over for the actual execute then later round if that's the plan. But they need this. They need this right now. Otherwise, Budapest 5 will likely be going up towards 11 before we see another gun round available for LDLC. And just with the shift of momentum, with it now being 5 rounds in a row for Budapest 5, and with a lot of them being quite convincing as well, it really is beginning to get worrying, and we're seeing a bit more of what we've seen back on Dust 2.
Oh, well. Unfortunately, Body didn't take the school of Haji in play here. And will have dropped not only an AK, but himself down the shaft. A little bit wonkied out. As you said, Budapest 5, if they were to take this round here, it most likely translates into 11. That's a scary thought to be having given the current circumstances of LDLC. Although, speaking of which, Afro and El Lambert immediately respond in kind, and they drop a big fat one on a few in between. Corey, good for one only, though. The moment here that everybody's been waiting for. Torji. And support coming in by Coolio from behind him, so his flank is covered. Oh. Yeah, he spotted him. Not sure if he's... Nope, never mind. They didn't get that check. Torji. Oh, he baits the shot. Lambert, they know he's clear. Or here. For some reason, Torji doesn't decide to go for the no-scope. Would have been much flashier.
Yeah, opted for the USP instead, and sadly wasn't able to get the kill. And at this point, Coolio's done. I think he's about to be shot in the back. Just gets out of harm's way for a moment at least, but it's just not possible anymore. Sure, he, in theory, had enough time to defuse the bomb, but he had to stick it instantly, and with 2 players, one on either side of him, that just wasn't going to be allowed. Obviously not, but yeah, 9-9. LDLC, once they get the guns out here on the T side, at least they're able to kick things off quickly. And looking at the economy of the CT side, you can see clearly that they are going to have to take an eco. Even then, Coolio's going to struggle for money in this next round, but I like that they're taking the safe approach and not just forcing in here because they could get a couple rifles, for example, just because they know that last round was close. They're on the CT side. I just want to make sure that they get everything they need. They get the up out onto Torji, and they're not going to be struggling, so that they can actually... They can get off to a quicker start, because we've seen them a few times struggle in the initial rounds. It wasn't the case here on the first half of Train. They did get that 4-1 lead, of course, before then the struggles came.
Yeah, that is true. Their struggles usually come later on. And once again, we'll see a version of the VP stack in pool.
That would be very scary to encounter if anyone moves in that direction. I think Afro might.
Mini heart attacks, man.
Don't peek it. Don't do it.
That's a bait and switch by Torji as well, by the way, on the corner, as you can see, right? He's trying to bait somebody into peeking. Oh, Afro is gonna... Oh. Yeah, no. He's gonna ignore it. Oh, okay.
Will they expect... Oh, the off. That's the worst
It's like, hello.
The AK, maybe you get 2 of them with a quick spray down, but the op, you're just screwed unless you manage a crazy collateral, which wasn't allowed. I don't think much else is going to come around, but I mean, a couple of kills, it's really not too bad of a result here for Budapest 5, considering they put no investment really into this round.
And if they can take perhaps, well, if they had been able to perhaps take away the op itself, then certainly that would have been perfect. But as you say, just a couple of kills from the round they didn't invest anything into. It's a good enough of an outtake as it is. LDLC, though, first time we're seeing them take a bit of a decisive, not necessarily lead, since they were in the lead for the most part of the first half itself, but feels more comfortable, doesn't it, in this instance, for them at least.
A little bit. I mean, they lost the Opper and one other player, so it's not great in terms of they could still definitely be put in an awkward spot if they lose this round here. And we are actually seeing that double up setup that we speculated could potentially come here on train, and it is going to be Badillo, so you were correct in who was going to be pulling out that secondary up. Is it going to be effective right now for them? Because obviously that is a hefty investment, and you can see they are quite limited on nades, which of course is not going to be ideal. So it does come down to these ops, I would say, finding success in the early frags. For the moment, though, they've entrusted just, I believe, Coolio over towards B on his own. Has an off angle, to be fair, so it can be a good spot to catch maybe 1 or 2 off guard, but he will definitely need some assistance, and there you go, he has Fleave to come in at least, but the nades, as I said, there's nothing to actually slow this push down apart from a single flash.
There's one tiny bit of a problem here that when he's on top site, he's easily distracted and easily taken out. He is going to be... Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, right? Flashes everything, blinds him immediately, and there is no hold by the rest of Budapest 5. Body falls to the ground. Wait, Haji falls to the ground. Wait, what? No.
I don't think it showed on the kill feed.
Yeah, it didn't show on the kill feed.
It said body. It said Badillo killed body for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I saw, but yeah.
It's not what happened. Maybe the UI, the custom one, can't handle.
Yeah, just
the suicides.
Yes, suicides not allowed, boys. Haji dropped down and, by the looks of it, died from it. I mean, the sound, the everything kind of cued in. But yeah, LDLC.
Bit awkward. I mean, it was their chance for a 5-man surviving round, and he falls to his death, unfortunately. But overall, I don't think they're too worried.
Nah, they don't. I don't think they'll care too much about it.
Bit of a laugh about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a laughing thing that now they're gonna flame Haji for. It's like, haha, you dropped down. You bot. How did you manage that? Now I don't drop you. Play your own. Bye. But yeah, 11-9, Budapest 5. They save up what? An AWP and an AUG. Still not enough money to invest. This is a harsh reality they're having to accept right now.
Yeah, LDLC beginning again to shift the momentum. It's just back and forth throughout this final map so far, and I would expect nothing less. Corey, though, finding the opening kill in towards Pop Dog, not a bad find. Interesting that they decided to kind of go for the individual drop there. Body again, who actually goes down early on. I'm not sure how many times, but he's definitely been the first blood a few times. Especially considering this is such a weak investment from the CT side as well. Like, they haven't spent all that much. Now they have an extra AK to work with. On towards a player who has Kevlar as well to back it up.
Let's see. Maybe a difference is yet to be made. Torji. A scary player to have an op in his hands. The lineup does not favor Corey or Flav, but Lambert gets himself caught. Torji might have something to add upon this just yet. Tag as well. Haji and Afro both so low. Through the smoke we go. Coolio gonna be seen, but not seen fast enough, as Afro though replies. And he even gets Torji in the process. Coolio, I'm fairly certain they know where he is. He did get the drop from Connector. Indeed they do. LDLC. Both players low. So it gives an option here for Coolio to perhaps still save the round itself.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's about to catch one off guard. Haji, with his back exposed, goes down. As you said, low health, so 1 bullet was enough, and it'll be enough as well to finish off Afro if the crosshair connects. He did spot that final player, so he now has that info to work with, but no defuse kit. That definitely complicates the situation. He sees the bomb is being stuck. sees Afro coming out, and the one bullet does a single point of damage through the corner of the train. That is heartbreaking, as it just isn't possible anymore. The bomb's taken away. If he had got the kill there with the deagle, then it would have been, but no longer. It is going to be Afro who ends it. 12 to 9 LDLC. Not going to be living with anyone. Oh, he just about makes it. I thought the bomb was going to go off. Thankfully, that helps them, brings over the op at least, ensures that they won't be spending literally everything into this round. Instead, they'll be able to keep a small bit. But yeah, the damage again is being kept on overall by Budapest 5. There's a bit spear for LDLC, but a Budapest 5 can bounce back now in this gun round if they can get 2 rounds in a row. At that point, then very likely would be able to even tie up the scoreline. So it's not over yet. They realize that, and that's where the pauses come in.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to talk this out. They want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, that they are calm and collected as they need to be, right? That came too close. That came too close for comfort. And Budapest 5 are definitely pulling on. You know, they're doing what they can, is what I'm trying to say. They're definitely trying their best. Still coming up short at the end. Here a little bit there. Timeout for LDLC though. Let's see if it was fruitful. If they will have figured out how to handle Budapest perhaps a little bit easier in order to not play those neck-breaking moments, those neck-breaking rounds themselves. 12 to 9, as I said. And with the op up on Torji. Really a bit of a dire time here for Budapest 5, if we can be more exact. Their money is gone, and every single mistake now will be seen twice over.
Yeah, no, there's no more room for errors to be made. They just need to start winning out from this point forward, ideally, at least for quite a while before they're really allowed to drop one round. And there we go, that's pretty successful. Fleeve covering off Pop Dog as Corey get aggressive in towards main. Both of those players being successful in finding the openings, but in terms of escaping for Corey, I don't think that's really an option. He has to smoke down aggressively. He does have Fleeve set up as well so that they can actually go ahead and double peek this, and it's actually just the timing in the end that works out for Corey to be allowed to escape, and that was good timing because Lambert was getting ready to come back in and see if he could get the return in main. Instead, LDLC just left to try and return the 3-on-5. They've got 50 seconds, and it does seem like initially they were looking to favor on towards B, but they do now look to try and bring it in towards Pop Dog. There's still 3 players though around this A side. Is there a smoke about? There's some smokes available, so with one in towards Connector at the moment being Fleeve, perhaps they have a chance if they can get the smoke down to block him off. If they can get 2 quick openings, it's maybe still winnable. Thankfully that Molotov doesn't actually manage to the fully spread. Immediately put out by the smoke, and there we go. The boost for Haji works out. Finds Badito. It's actually up in towards Heaven, sorry, where that other player is. So still 2 to deal with around that bomb site itself. And at this point with 10 seconds, I just don't see how it's possible, really.
Good pop flash behind the side. Haji seems to have predicted that, but he can't win against Corey, unfortunately. Lambert taking down Flav. The bomb's still planted, man. Oh, this is such a close call. Both players get away safely. Sixer and Lambert. The op on Sixer might make a difference, and Lambert, he's playing this one a bit more to the safe side of things, as it will be Sixer first to be engaging close. Lambert, though, jumping straight into the clutches of Torji. And the round with this should be ending fairly quickly. Yep, there we go. Sixer, unfortunately, unable to conclude it with success. 12 to 10, Budapest 5. They are putting up the second, well, the double digits, the 10th on the board. And it is a little bit reminiscent of our, you could say, of our nuke map in a way, given how it all kicked off. LDLC certainly letting a little bit of pressure off and allowing Budapest to get a bit too close. Let's see if they're able to lock it out right here, right now. Here comes the A attempt. A quick one at that. Torji blinded a little bit, but doesn't matter as Corey and Haji are supporting this defense. And, well, Haji not really supporting besides just blinding his own teammate. As Haji and Sixer are left, Budapest 5 will be given a free 11th round. This is perhaps a bit unexpected. A quick commission towards the A side fails hard.
Again, it's just constant trades back and forth, but not from round to round, just from section of the half to section of the half. What was it? A few rounds in a row there for LDLC. We can't, of course, see the actual scoreboard itself. 4 rounds in a row even for LDLC, I believe, before dropping one. So I need to refresh it. Yeah, that's what it says right there for me. So indeed it was. Yeah, I mean, it quickly shifted back by Budapest 5 now. Just the fact that they're making these rounds so convincing as well is really how you do need to start recovering here on the CT side. Unfortunately, Sixer's gotten one. I mean, may be able to find the rotation out a connector, but the shot not being connected, really, that was their chance right there. If he got that, a 2-on-3 as the bomb goes down, maybe they snatch away one more. Instead, now, it is going to be that bomb getting planted, and Hadji left to hold off all 4 of these CTs as they go forward. Finds the first, spots out Julio up on top of the oil train as well, but isn't quite able to connect the shots, but he'll keep on going towards Corey instead. They know where both of those players are. Make it now just one because it is all turned around. Bodeo is left alone to try and salvage the situation. This was a 2-on-5. How has this fell apart so badly?
Don't even ask me, because I am right now just fuming over the few mistakes we see from Budapest 5 and a few mistakes even from LDLC. Bodito will attempt this to try and at least get one great bait, great fake, and Sixer will conclude the round with success. He will die in the end, and that's an AWP lost. Yeah, that's a lot of money out the window. Problem is,
Afro
Body
could drop one.
I mean, he can drop an op, but problem is both Lambert and Body need AKs, right? So, it's a bit iffy, is what it is.
Obviously, we need to focus a bit more on the fact that Budapest 5 themselves are struggling. So you could see SMG is pulled out, to be fair. I would imagine they know what they're up against. There was only the one round from Budapest 5 before it's instantly returned, so there wasn't really a chance for any money to be built up. So they should know that they're not going to be going up against a lot, apart from maybe some upgraded pistols and such.
Well, so if we take a look at the current standing, they can go for a buy. As you said, pistols could work out with maybe Bodito go for Deagle and Mini Kevlar, and then we have obviously Coolio with P250, Corey with a Deagle, a little bit of utility perhaps bot on the side if they can. It's not optimal. That's the thing, right? So if they are able to punish the economy of LDLC and perhaps try and mitigate, not mitigate, excuse me, but rather bring down the bank of LDLC a bit more. As we can see, they're going to be pretty broken themselves. Life would be a little bit easier moving forward. Good pop flash into Ivy. Unfortunately, nobody is close range. LDLC have the, well, Lambert closer, but not really on the edge, with Sixer watching the cross. LDLC playing this very smart low. They know what's at stake, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
They both know how much is at stake, and still, Afra.
That's the AK now for Cleve. Great shot by Dorji. Unfortunately, he will find Body dropping down Pop Dog quickly in return, which was, of course, a very, very risky play. If Body fell there, they were in a lot of trouble, but thankfully he did not. He's able to pull back a frag, take some damage, sure, but at least now they have the 4-on-4 and they have control around that Pop Dog area to make up for the fact that they've lost main, which they will work back for the control of, I believe, pretty soon. They've actually had Coolio push up on B as well, so with that, obviously, now they can afford to just keep that stack over towards the A-bomb site, even if it wasn't shown this early where the commitment was coming in. But with the amount of nades coming over, they definitely should know. It's going to allow for Coolio to start working his way in for the flank, and as you can see, Fleave now with the AK waiting to be the first point of contact. He has the pistols lurking around to try and help out. But will it be needed? I mean, already Fleave gets himself one more. Sixer, he does spot that flank over towards Ivy, but he needs to go help his teammates because they are not having success. Haji's left all alone, and it looks like Budapest 5 may be able to steal this one away.
They've already stolen it.
Yeah, they've done it.
They've already stolen it. This is blasphemy right now. How in the world does that even ever happen? No utility, no weaponries besides the few pistols that they have. They're able to absolutely decimate the economy of LDLC, and this is what I was talking about, right? Their goal being that you try to find a kill or two, you try to at least bring down the economy of your opponents tiny bit to try and, you know, scare them into a bit of submission moving into the last round for yourself. But winning it, That's something you never really consider, or at least you never really think about it as much, but they do, and they get it, and it is going to be an up on Torji. The money for LDLC is gone, and they're going to force up. This is the worst timing for them as well. Not only does this most likely give the tie back to Budapest 5, but the momentum shift again could be happening, and we already see what it did with LDLC and both Budapest 5 in the past. And I'm scared to even consider what could happen moving forward in this instance.
Yeah, we've had close games pretty much throughout the day, apart from maybe that previous map. I mean,
besides
definitely,
Dust, yeah.
definitely wasn't a close one. But overall, the series, the games, the matchups, they've been competitive, and it doesn't look to end, at least until the final round is done, and that's potentially not for a little while still. I wouldn't be surprised if we got an overtime. But let's see, right now the Pistols, the 1 AK for the T side, that's all they have available as they go forward. They put everything into this round. If they lose it, it's more likely to be tied, so they really are opting on being able to get the victory here with the weaker investment, and it is not happening. They've gotten a few kills, but that's it. Afro left alone. He was already low health, so he's easily traded out by Corey, and yeah, there it is. A 12th round for Budapest 5, likely a 13th off the back of it.
The lucky break here for LDLC is that they get a plant. That's the one thing that they have going for themselves, right? That the fact that...
What loss bonus are they on, though?
1.9.
Yeah, no, not enough then.
No.
Maybe a few P250s can be afforded, but...
Even then, yeah, like, sure, a few P250s might actually help out a little bit, but in this instance, I would prefer to see them go for just a Deagle, that's it, or P250, as you said, and that's it. You know, sticking to what works, sticking to what you know can work are those weapons, and they need them desperately. The AKs, the AWP, especially for Sixers to try and take down Torji. But there's another problem that's arising, and that's the economy of Budapest 5. Their money might not be in the perfect position yet, or at least in the perfect standing. But slowly but surely it's starting to raise, and LDLC, they've really put everything in that one last round. All their efforts, all their fears. This is such a... It's really a nail-biting map, and this is so much more enjoyable, isn't it, than Newport Dust. It's actually a true show of color and a true show of skill from both sides.
There's been some crazy rounds, though, that shouldn't have gone the ways they have, and
yeah.
I'm sure that's not going to stop quite yet either, but this one doesn't look to be too surprising for us. I mean, it's gone pretty straightforward so far anyway for Budapest 5. Bit of an awkward angle there to take a fight off at the ladder. Not going to be accurate, of course, with the M4, so... That being realized by Fleeve, he drops down, he takes the long-range fights up against those pistols, and now it's a 2-on-5. They do know where both of the players are. Haji somehow was able to get out Ivy there. Fortunately, Fleeve spins around to get the kill, but Sixer eventually taking one for himself. I doubt anything else is to be found, and indeed it is denied, and really with just the one kill coming in, I don't think Budapest 5 are worried. The reinvestment will easily be put in for Fleeve. They'll still have quite a bit left over. I think Torji likely will drop. He actually just gives the op over to Badillo, who gave his M4 to Fleeve. So they decide to pull out the double op setup. A bit of a change up, despite things going their way, but perhaps something that's going to catch LDLC off guard right now.
Possible. It might just work. And in the current instance, you know, Budito has proven to be a valuable secondary opper no matter what. Torji as well. He's always been on point, and let's see if they check it. Oh, they spot Afro going into Sandwich. This is perfect because it gives them not only a chance, but actually an entry that there is no return for yet for LDLC. And we can see springing them into action. The Frenchmen realizing they need to move on. They need to get onto site ASAP before things get out of hand, before Budapest 5 have a chance to find another frag. And if there's no refrag, well, that would be the end. Coolio, quick shots, quick kills. Sixer at least finds himself a return, though. At 3-on-4, Haji is watching boost. He's ready for it. Knows that Coolio is there as well. Lambert finding Flav, and all of a sudden, Budapest 5, as good as it looked to begin with, they are back to square one.
Yeah, so many of these situations are just getting turned around. Once a team loses a couple players, they slow it down, they make it awkward, they try and throw their opponent off, and it seems to be kind of working. A 2 versus 2. Not a bad spot, though. A good return from Bodito at least being found. And, I mean, especially Haji right now is pretty low on health. So it's not going to be easy for them by any means here on the LDLC side to close this one out. But let's see. They've got a bit of time. They've got 35 seconds. And for the moment, Haji, the man up in heaven, is the one who has control of that bomb. He's going to have to he's gonna have to move down pretty soon through the ladder, of course, and then just ensure his teammate peeks in alongside of him. But dealing with that player in towards connector is a role, unfortunately, that he's gonna have to play by himself for now. The question is, does Coolio peek out? He wasn't even expecting that at all. Just gets creeped up on. Haji gets the first, but what a fantastic shot by Bodito. Still just on the deagle for now, not able to upgrade, eventually getting himself the AK, and having Haji pinned in as the bomb has only gone down. But low health, he needs to hit a quick low health for Haji, he needs to hit a quick headshot right now pretty much. On the back of that bomb site, and no, he's not able to. Budapest 5, they recover it. They had a strong start, of course, begun to slip away from them, and then thanks to that 3k from Bodito, they are able to get over the finish line right there in that round itself and get closer to the finish line here for the series, because now they're on 14. The bomb plant at least will give a bye to LDLC, but even with that, still a pretty awkward spot to be in. I do believe it will anyway. Are they on the full loss bonus now at this point? I'm used to being able to just bring up my scoreboard.
They are, I believe, at 2.9. No, no.
Well, they have... Oh, 8's risky, though. I mean, yeah, you would imagine they go for it.
Yes, they're at max loss bonus. Yeah, sorry, you're correct. They are. Yeah, the thing is, if they go for a buy here, LDLC leave themselves completely vulnerable for the last round. That's it. That's the end of the road. If they buy here and fail to plant, they are as good as gone. If they plant, then at least they have a chance to potentially pull it into OT. Budapest 5 taking a timeout, and seems like a technical timeout as well. Not sure what the holdup or what the issue might be, but we'll find out soon enough, I guess. Either way, this is a difficult round for LDLC to decide what to do. I mean, it's. If they go for the buy, at best they can go for 4 rifles with maximum of 2 smokes, maybe a flashbang in between, with Haji then either sacrificing himself for the glass cannon or himself going for an actual full buy with full utility. So that would make it up to a maximum of 3 smokes, a flash, maybe double flash, make it 3 flashes at most, and a Molotov or a nade, something of the like. Either way, it will be really limited. And
yeah,
the
basically
decision
just
has to be made.
Feck all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's
a really tough decision to have to make, and that's why the pauses come in. It's been a fairly long pause. If they just chain together tacticals, or have we transitioned into a technical maybe somehow?
I think this is a technical.
It is, okay.
Since it's game paused, I believe that if it's a tactical, the yellow screen would be up.
Unfortunate/fortunate timing.
Yeah. Definitely kind of sucks to have any issues in this moment, but ooh, half buy? Is this a half buy? No,
they're going straight for it.
Yeah,
if they had have kept 300 on everyone, then they would have had enough to get the same buy in the next round, even without a bomb plant, and then with the bomb plant would have plenty. But I mean, the bomb plant anyway is something that they do pretty much need, so I guess put everything into this one, just hope that at the very least you get that. But obviously the main goal being to try and snatch back this round right now, and with that be the ones instead to hit that finish line and hit map point first.
Sixer.
Look at this aggression.
Oh yeah, Coolio, he's got all the info they need. He's already up in upper brown holes. There is no control over this side of the map, and that's a huge problem. Corey, he's counter-smoking as well, trying to buy himself a moment of time. As he does so, finds Sixer. The flash is perfect. Torji helping him out in that department. And even though LDLC has made their way onto eyesight, they seem to be a little bit lost. They have nobody to take out, and that's the thing. They're confused right now. What's going on? Where's the CTs? Where's the defense? Where's anybody shooting back at us? The flank coming in late, though luckily Corey will be caught. But the flank is what really matters, and Coolio cannot screw it up. He sees the player in the smoke. He gets both. Actually, Torzi stealing away there. Haji still replies, and it's a 1-on... Make it a 2-on-2, actually. Excuse me. A 1-on-2 now. Coolio. Oh my god, we are really coming down to the last man.
Yeah, he's given a bit of a chance there as Body peeks in, but with the AK, the instant headshot is available, and that's exactly what Body is going to choose. Hits the face, and with that gives LDLC 14 to 14. The economy is not looking too fantastic for Budapest 5. They're able to get the buy here, but it costs them everything. They're going to be left with very little in the reserve. So if they lose this round now, they are in even more trouble than LDLC we're going to be in terms of trying to actually fight for the overtime. So now the pause comes in. Yeah, we get the yellow thing, as you said, so that means it is a tactical pause that's in. But yeah, I mean, this is it. Budapest 5 for both of these teams, really. This is it. Whoever gets this in a prime position to end it, even more so on the side of LDLC. If they were to lose it, then they'd be able to get an okay buy on most of their players back into the following round, but just not something that they want to let happen. And I think they may even be considering upgrading that Galil right there. Maybe not. They're looking towards it.
Like, upgrading a Galil is a bit of a risky click, because you do tend to lose quite a little bit of money because of that. But then again, if they feel confident enough that they can do so, why not, right? You can get a better weapon out of it, you get a better chance of dueling out of it, and yeah, it's not going to be an upgraded round, but still, let's see where it takes them. Budapest 5, they're in equal trouble as LDLC were just a round ago. And this time around, oh my god, Afro actually takes the shot on Corey as he tries to veer off towards Pop, while Storgy comes in through Electro to peek in. And that's a bit of a lucky draw there for Budapest 5, as they are able to retrieve the rifle alongside that.
Yeah.
In the approach.
An overall decent start for Budapest 5, but I'd say LDLC are still relatively happy with the 1-for-1 trade. Been able to get themselves in towards Pop Dog as well early on with that control. Although they don't know exactly what's going on in the B halls. They will find out pretty soon that no one has pushed up as of yet. Budapest 5, though, are taking a very, I guess, standard but non-standard approach to just put two towards either bomb site. A lot of the time you just expect to have a player in connector or ready to rotate. Normally it'll be the upper perhaps, but no, they've got two committed directly on towards this B bomb site, and it looks like it's going to be the correct decision. They've even begun to rotate over Badito. Oh, this is going to be so difficult for LDLC to actually penetrate this defense. As you can see, moving forward, Fleeve is the first line of contact, playing an angle that
they hold! They hold!
And I don't know how that happened. Yeah, end up getting perhaps caught on each other, but trying to slow down and take that fight, it backfires. They are such an easy target to line up. And although I said the money would allow for the rebuy onto a few of the players, I was wrong, because they hadn't even bought up all the weapons there in the freeze time. So they have very little left over right now to try and fight into this overtime. What a round from Fleeve.
I mean, just the fact they all stop in the doorway itself when they're trying to go down and literally blocking each other, helping Fleeve spray them out. It is absolutely abysmal here for LDLC, and they're about on the verge of elimination from this tournament, from Malta vibes themselves. Let's see if that's the case. Haji pulling off a sixer, going fast into Sandwich. Corey already out. Haji with a great start. Now they know he's there. They're going to be keeping an eye out on that. And all five players converging on towards the A site itself. LDLC, this is it. It's all or nothing for them. And we're about to find out if they can pull up OT or not. Well, I think the answer might come in soon, although Coolio has something to say about that just yet.
Yeah, they don't want to let this go quite yet, but it looks like LDLC may indeed be able to make that overtime happen. Fleeve dropping down into Pop Dog up close against a Tech 9. It's never ideal, and yeah, the Tech 9 wins it out. Overtime, unless Torji and Coolio here can pull off a 2-on-4, is pretty much confirmed. Coolio being the man who gets flashed out from connector to move forward and see if he can get those initial openings, but it is not allowed. A 1v4 for Torji. There's no way they give him the chances here with the op, and yeah, Body even just peeks out to go ahead and get the headshot. 15-15, overtime here to end it with map number 3. I mean, it's fitting. It really is with how this series has gone so far. It makes up for what was a bit of a lackluster Dust 2 as well, I do have to say.
It really fits the bill currently, right? Both sides being a bit on and off, and OT just kind of building up even further. This is quite the turmoilous match in itself. Double up immediately for Budapest 5. First OT confirmed to be going into full on aggro mode, most likely from Budapest 5. We've already seen them play a little bit not awkwardly, excuse me, but a little bit more aggressively, and would like to see that again. They've kind of stopped with that for the last few rounds, and of course there was the danger of losing, there was the danger of low economy. That is, of course, all acceptable. But as I said, pushing up upper brown holes, Coolio taking down Haji. All of a sudden, we're back to square one as Budapest 5 kick off with the entry yet again. And this time on Haji, the best possible player they could have caught in this instance.
Oh, Corey's going to be given a chance towards Pop Dog as well. Actually, the second player thankfully ready to follow up with the peak being Buddy, and yeah, he will be able to find Corey. He dealt out a bit of damage, but not as much as it looked like he was going to either. Afro actually ended up being covered off a bit, obviously, by the ground. It was mostly the wall bang that was attempted, so a good recovery, being able to actually pull one kill back. Fleeve, though, straight into the same position his teammate was just in. And this time, just the one actually committed to that B bomb site. Although, as I say, that Torji, he has rotated over with the op, so that's a pretty formidable foe to have there to assist the initial defender on that B bomb site. Although Coolio, wow, why? I don't know why he's peeking out so aggressively on the ramp right there.
This is, you know, if we really go into the depths, I think it's one of those feelings where you just want to deliver. And well, right now, Flav is delivering. This is perfect. Flav, a double, might have actually saved the round itself. 30 seconds. Time is everything for him. And he's going to take the Molotov and he's going to burn. Oh, never mind. He's not going to burn anything. Flav, tucked away in the smoke. There's a chance this could work out for LDLC, although Budapest 5 have Torji on the line. Oh, he heard the jump, but that's not over yet. Oh my god, this is going to be such a nail-biting moment right here.
Yeah, well, the bomb's going to be planted anyway. The wallbang came in, it was just a little bit too late, and it didn't seem to quite be on the angle that was needed either. So yeah, the 2-on-2, both teams having a player who is very low. But it's all ups on the CT side. That could be a disadvantage, or it could be an advantage when it's in the hands of Torji, as he finds the first. It's all onto Lambert now. He has the bomb, of course, working in his favor with that clock ticking away. But as I said, up against those two ops right now, he needs to be avoiding bullets, because one is all that's needed to his chest to finish this one off. And there it is, Budapest 5. They pick up the opening round here in the overtime. Obviously, one thing that neither team really has to worry about right now is the economy, unless they're spending ridiculous amounts on the CT side, on the autos and such, which won't be happening. So it is just who's the better team right now, or who's the better team at least on this map at the moment.
At this point, I would dare say Budapest 5 are the better team, 100%, as you say. You know, feels like they have a better standing, better understanding overall how to manage LDLC's aggression, and just generally speaking, they seem to be more calm and collected. Although then we point out that Coolio peak, we can say that those are, you know, the high spirits starting to rise, and a little bit of not panic necessarily, but definitely a bit of nervish decision making in that sense. Body will open it up. Second as well. My God, how does he get away with both though? This is unbelievable that he's able to get both in that regard, that simple, that easy. And that is going to be a critical moment as B-side is wide open. This should be 16-16, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, Haji's pretty much confirmed it, and Buddy definitely has with that kill on towards Fleeve, as the flank that was coming in from Buddy is going to be finding an A bomb site with one player, sure, but the bomb's not there. It's over on B with the rest of LDLC. And, I mean, I said the economy obviously wasn't going to be a worry, so I doubt he's going to be trying to save here with only the one round left in the half anyway. But he's moving very, very slowly, so it's just not really possible right now, let's be real with the time. By the time he gets there, he won't have time to try and get 5 kills for himself. Maybe even just trying to, I guess, sit in the halt and see if he can pad out those stats a little bit if any players try and exit this direction.
Yeah. Dito denied to even attempt any sort of a damaging output or damage to be dealt there at the end of the round, and well, he at least brings over the M4 if needed. He could have dropped to somebody like Torji, who might have utilized the majority of his money at $16,000. That's pretty hard to do, but if you're buying AWPs every round, there's a potential that happens. 16-16 though, tied back together. Budapest 5. Again, we're going to look at the amount of utility being thrown early here and towards middle. Body will already make his way towards Sandwich. This time again, refragging this on Torji, as they do lose Sixer in the process. LDLC do have a great push through Ivy coming through. Budito's good for one. Flav actually catching Body. That's perfect, because right now that was what they needed to clear out towards Pop, to clear out towards main. It gives them a bit more room. It gives them a bit more area to breathe with. Haji. He's made his way into the most sacred of positions, and he is spotted, but he gets the kill still. One-on-one. Coolio, they know he was somewhere towards main. And the spot comes through. The AUG might be the undoing of Haji.
Oh, so much pressure right now in this 1 versus 1 for both of these players. Haji's been so patient trying to line up that one tap, but he just isn't able to get a bullet off in the end. Coolio, he kept his cool, and in the end is able to win out the duel, 17-16. One in the middle there for LDLC, one on the T side. Honestly, not too bad, but we'll have to see if they're able to do it now once they swap over, because obviously if they want to get the victory, did they actually get? No, the numbers haven't swapped yet. That's what confused me.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, am I tripping?
No. Yeah, a little bit. In this case, where both are.
Yeah, no, but obviously it means they need all 3 now here on the CT side if they want the victory.
Yep, that's the thing. It's all or nothing here for LDLC if they wish to close it out without further OTs. Whilst for Budapest 5, they're going to have a bit of an easier time, perhaps. Let's find out if that's the case indeed. 16-17. Budapest 5 currently in an interesting tactical position. They're all putting themselves onto upper brown holes. They seem like they want to really commit here, but they have no realization that there's already a big push behind that wall, or behind Ivy, as Mr. Body has made his way all the way to T-base. He's reading this as best as one could. Pop flashing, and of course moloting onto site. Here comes the execution. Corey finds one. That's perfect. Afro denies Bodito, but Flav seems to be aware of that, as Sixer is able to return the favor. Still a 3-on-3. LDLC. The flank finally comes in. Body shut out. And oh, Sixer. Quick reaction.
Every single one of these rounds is just so crazy, but at least here towards the end of this round, LDLC, they definitely stabilized, and it is indeed ended by Body 17-17. The scoreline is tied up, and now it's down to both of these sides looking to get both of these remaining rounds now if they want to take the win here in this overtime. If not, then we'll be potentially seeing a second overtime. I mean, it's still very, very possible, especially with how much these teams have been trading back and forth. And as I had said, now in the overtime, not having to worry about the economy, it will be just continuous buys. Well, let's see. I mean, Budapest 5, they got some good entries there in that previous round. If they can keep that up, if Torji can manage to make this spawn work, then perhaps they may have been able to retrieve that overtime, or rather that match point first on the Budapest 5 side. But no, Torji, it looked like he had a good chance there. Apparently didn't connect it though, and ends up unfortunately getting naded down quite a bit. And Badillo got tagged up there as well by the up shot. It was connected around the edge of the server box. Body ready to finish it off. Haji then catches Fleev, I guess dropping down Pop Dog out of maybe a bit of desperation, having lost the player so early in the round, and he just gets torn apart. A decent nade in return, but trying to follow it up and actually get the kill doesn't work out. Haji just keeps on going.
Haji keeps on giving, keeps on going. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to have to make do. And let's find out where it takes us to. And right now, Torji and Coolio. I mean, they're going to give it their best. They've got a minute on the clock, so it's not impossible, but it is highly improbable. We can say as much. Body already aware of the push through the edge there, or through the connector sandwich. And he gets himself an easy shot. Torji.
Oh, a very awkward pixel angle exchange.
Yeah.
Surprised neither of them connected those shots. They looked on. But Torji was screwed either way, let's be real. He was low health. He was surrounded by everyone. Outmatched 1-on-4, and Budapest 5 now fighting to try and keep themselves alive after having the opportunity in regulation to close it out. They weren't able to make it happen, and now they are the ones that are fighting for survival. Thankfully, it's only one round that they need, but they're going to be up against everything that LDLC can throw at them, because obviously that money, it is fleshed out. They're just going to go ahead and get the nades back that they needed after losing some in that previous round, and this is it. Budapest 5, can they make it happen? Are we going to need that second overtime, or are Budapest 5 unfortunately going to be done here in the Malta Vibe tournament?
We'll find out soon enough. Corey trying to do a bit of a sneaky beaky like of a spray down. Trying to get himself a bit of a pre-fire, or not pre-fire, excuse me, but rather wall bang. There is the usual position you would see a CT standing in, but we can see in this instance not exactly the most optimal of spots to begin with. Minute and 10 seconds until they're either elimination or double OT. We're about to find out what site they'll be taking. By the looks of it, one could argue it's definitely looking like a B hit, although they're taking their sweet time in approaching a site.
Yeah. In between at the moment, I suppose. They don't want to take too long. It is a B stack at the moment, so maybe they have that feeling because it looks like they want to go down Pop Dog. And although this didn't work for them before, maybe they can trade it out a bit more successfully, having a few players at least now in position. But look at that, the follow-up Molotov. I don't think they can anymore. I think at this point you just sprint it onto B, and they are going to run into two players. The ability for quick rotates and true connector is also there. So LDLC in a prime position right now to try and close this one out. There is one player lurking out Ivy for the T side. That could be a bit of a nuisance.
Lambert is going to hit himself one. As he said, the Ivy lurk could come into hand if it's going to be perfectly timed. Unfortunately, Flav finds two, and already Budapest 5 are making their way onto site. There's nowhere else to go. LDLC, they have been struck a deal, and they don't have anything to repeat and repeal it with. And right now, it looks like double OT will not escape them anymore. Bodito, there's the flank hit. That's it. That's double OT confirmed, almost guaranteed in this instance. Flav will find the final one. And we are looking at a smoking barrel of a big gun as Budapest 5 pull it back home. It is 18-18. We are turning it into quite the match here. Double OT, man. I can't believe it, but we are getting it. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening. Both teams that now have actually had chances to close the game out and unfortunately haven't been able to get them. So it really is either team's game still at this point. I think it's whoever's going to be able to get the 2 rounds first here on the T side that'll be able to close it out. Of course, we didn't see that happen there in the previous one for LDLC when they only got the 1. But they were, on Budapest 5 rather, that's all they were able to do as well. So that's why we're here. We're in the second OT. The double up setup's still going to be coming out on the CT side as you would expect. As Budapest 5, what's their approach now? What do they attempt? Because that T side, it was a little shaky. They had some good moments, they had some good openings, but in the end just weren't able to make it happen. And I mean, at least in that last round, it was down to how kind of slow they took it.
Yeah, they literally all are playing down to the last few moments, and they are using the majority of the time to just try and, I guess, figure out what is happening and how it's all going. Let's see Lambert, close range this time around. He's not dead. What? How is he not out of this one? Body and Lambert both deliver, and Flav has been caught in a bit of a weird position himself. Dropping down Pop with the bomb.
Lol.
He killed himself. Oh man, Sixer. Excuse me, not Sixer. Dorji.
Bit unfortunate, to be fair.
Yeah.
Took a bit of damage on the way down, and yeah, just got taken out by himself. Really, there. It's not the end of the world for Budapest 5. They dropped the first round, sure, the overtime, but they can still come back. As I said, probably aiming for 2, so now it means that they want both of these that remain on the half. But if they can come out with 1, it's still respectable enough.
Yeah, the 1 would be a good way to at least kicker it. So let's find out how it actually goes. Torji, he's able to at least scare a little bit of a bit of submission out of LDLC, forcing them to not be as aggressive and peeking into connector itself. Had she mollied into Pop. Lucky that the molly doesn't spread right onto him. Calculated risk. Leads. Slow but steady approach by Budapest 5 through Ivy, through Pop. Looks like an A split as per default. So they seem to yet have make the decision to commit here. They could still go back towards B. They've got a minute on the clock, so time is on their side. The one thing is that they are not able to hold on to upper brown holes, or at least they're not holding on to upper brown holes. A lot of info gathered by LDLC in that sense.
Yeah, and considering they even pushed in towards main on the LDLC side and they weren't really quiet about it, it means Budapest 5, they have to at least be very cautious as they start moving in through main, maybe using some of those already limited flashbangs. So we'll see now how this is going to go, with the A split, of course, being the plan. The players coming in from Ivy do need to find some success and do so quickly to allow the rest of them to actually move forward. And there we go. Corey and Badito both going to be able to find themselves opening kills. Lambert returning what he can, and Haji is still lurking around Popdog, which may not be expected, but he actually will be caught, unfortunately, by the timing there of Fleeve coming down the ladder. So a good recovery from the CT side. It's not lasting... from the T side, rather. It's not lasting too long. Lambert was able to return one, and Afro as well, also actually catching Coolio up close, so suddenly they have a 2-on-2 again.
It's happening, man. It's happening, Lambert. He's not going to check heaven. I can guarantee you that much. Nobody broke the glass yet paying attention to it, although Badito might be abusing this moment a little bit differently, and certainly looks like it, though. The problem is the bomb is not exactly planted for him. He gets the drop on the first, the drop on the second, and Badito pulls it back home. He secures himself... He secures himself a bit of an easy one and will be able to... save the day. Budapest 5. What can I say? That is something else entirely. And, well, this definitely pulls a bit of a heartstring on anybody that is watching this of the Hungarian team.
Yeah, they can still get this second round now, so if they do find it, then they'll be feeling pretty fantastic. Sadly, Torji not able to hit that opening shot over there towards the player coming out of Connector. And his teammate, I was going to say Corey, it seemed like maybe he had a decent spot to try and catch at least one of those players, but no, ends up getting caught with a nade, sadly, I believe it was in hand there. As the early advantage goes towards LDLC, as well as pretty much all of that upper B control. And that's going to severely limit what Budapest 5 can do. They're actually going to fall away, so if Leaf pushes in, he should realize that pretty soon. But I don't know how aggressive he really wants to go with this, obviously not knowing if there could be someone up close even to the smoke. You can see he's forced to drop the molly and spam away a little bit, hoping that he's going to be able to catch someone if they were close, with the Molotov having really kept them trapped in that area. But for now, that is not the plan for the CT side. They fell back, they've stacked up the A-bomb site instead, and this looks to be where Budapest 5 may actually take it, because, again, most of their focus over towards Ivy.
Yeah, their focus is definitely towards Ivy. As we can see, there's going to be a great presence being made there, and they're going to try and pull off. They're going to try and pull off a little bit of a roundabout towards A itself, most likely. Here comes the take. It's going to be Flav with the first. That's a good start. Budapest 5 required that entry to give them at least a way back into the round itself. Though Lambert still to be dealt with. Sixer likewise. The ops on them are not going to be easy to minimize the impact from, and unless they can get rid of Lambert without a problem, well, there is the problem. The first to him, and he jumps onto the ladder. This is a classic position you see players take, and CTs in general try and take. Gives them a bit of a workaround, although it is Stixer still, and back to a 1-on-2. No time, as Flav in the end cannot do anything. Sixer, I think he saves the day there, because it delays them long enough for the push through Ivy to not succeed, and basically buying LDLC a few moments longer for the rest of the team to come into play.
Yeah, and with that, it being crucial. I mean, they dropped the bomb right there. You seen, not sure who exactly it was carrying it, but trying to escape the upper that was coming in from the old bomb train. Shot in the back once the bomb was dropped, then the round really was just done at that point. 20-19, LDLC, they get 2 there on the CT side, 1 for Budapest 5 from their T side. Again, kind of what you would normally expect for it to be considered an equal half there in the overtime. There's so few rounds, obviously, that it's hard to judge an equal half. It can differ a little bit, but overall, I think both of the teams feeling relatively comfortable. But LDLC, or rather Budapest 5, they need all 3 rounds if they actually want to be able to close this out here in this overtime. So that's going to be a very difficult task to achieve. But despite actually losing their first player here in this round, they're able to return a couple, including just the spam through the smoke.
Oh,
Will they be able to
Badito,
keep that up, though? Yeah, a quick return again, though. Badito gets one body, still just chilling up on top of the blue train, getting vision in towards Connector. They don't know exactly where the op is, I guess, although Badito had already gotten himself one, but he's been given a bit of time. At this point, definitely could have repositioned, so they need to be very careful about that op, which could definitely picked them off. And actually, I like that they've gone ahead and just grouped up right now towards the old bomb train. Corey has moved around. He's going to be the man who just pushes in with the M4. They were expecting him to be around Connector.
Corey.
You can see the full focus for Buddy was on Connector indeed. Now it is all on Sixer.
Oh boy, Sixer, he's definitely got himself a little bit of a position to work with. Unfortunately, Bodito is faster on the reaction. And that shall be the 20th to Budapest 5, tying it back together. And the Hungarians just are relentless and are not going to give this up as easy as one might have imagined. Now still an open venue to take and to go both ways here. A chance for them to pull it off. And what can I say besides the fact that it's been quite a little bit of a journey up to this point. Both teams have been playing for the whole day. It's been tiresome, it's been exhausting, and well, they're still pulling in the frags and the commitment. Respectable performance from both sides, and I gotta give it to Budapest 5. They're playing in this map, at least to say the very least, exactly what I had hoped to see them play with and how to play. Like, they are doing a great job, truly.
Yeah, and this is after they lost their map pick going back to the first map of the series, which seems so long ago. As Coolio manages to find a double off of that boost, it's just a position that is not to be expected. It catches two players before they're able to actually react and get the trade. And a 3-on-4. We've seen LDLC recover some of these positions before, but right now, with all the pressure on, with Budapest 5 again on the brink of taking themselves map point, and with that, of course, series point, potentially knocking LDLC out, it's a tough spot for them to recover from. And they've lost Haji as well, someone who's had so much impact for them. Sixer drops down with Body to double drop in the Pop Dog. They will be able to get themselves that control. What do they do now? 45 seconds to get onto a bomb site and get that bomb planted.
Let's see if they can succeed. They're certainly going to try. That is one thing, although this fake might actually draw enough attention of Budapest 5 that allows them the entry onto A site, and it seems like that's exactly the case, though Flav might have something to say about it. If he's able to control this angle towards main well enough, well, Sixer says no as he takes him out of commission. All of a sudden, we see a little bit of a different turnaround, and they're already ready for the back lines of CT. Double up retake, we always know how difficult it is. And Dean, it does look like LDLC might be able to pick up their 21st, although not yet decided fully.
Yeah, no, this round is just falling apart for Budapest 5. They have not gotten another kill for themselves, even. Buddy, he pops out to go ahead and take down Torji, coming out from the old bomb train. And yeah, LDLC, they've managed to do it. They have been the ones who've snatched away the opportunity now to try and end it here in this second overtime. We, of course, seen them have some opportunities back during regulation. We've seen Budapest in the first OT have a chance to try and close it out. LDLC, will they be able to make up for earlier on now is the question as the pause comes in.
Not surprised. We're going to try and discuss the heck they can do now. In this instance, LDLC are the ones that definitely need to make the decisions. Need to make the calls. What the hell they'll be doing and how they'll be approaching this last potential chance to ever close out this map. I mean, again, if they give third OT to Budapest 5, there's a good chance they might not be getting away with it anymore. That the rounds itself, the game itself, might be coming to a close soon thereafter. Let's find out if that is indeed the case.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, the pause taking its time, but I'm sure both teams are happy enough to have a moment to cool off. Budapest 5, because they know they need to win this one, otherwise all of their efforts throughout this series and throughout the day, unfortunately, have been for naught. And on the other hand, LDLC, they want to end it here before there's a chance of them again giving it away. So both teams have a lot to discuss and
yeah, I mean,
a lot to do as well.
There's a lot to do and a lot to discuss, and even more to talk about in terms of how exactly to approach certain scenarios. They need to be very careful what their next set of strats will be, if we can say so. In this essence, we both know how important it will be to first try and control towards A early, to try and get out towards Olaf and Pop. Towards Olaf and Sandwich. Something that many teams find very difficult to do. but so far so good. I mean, it's a bit of a slower approach, and I like the fact that LDLC have decided to take this a little bit slower, a little bit easier, not putting themselves at harm's way from the get-go.
Yeah, taking a more passive approach. Maybe expecting Budapest 5 to go a little bit more aggressive again here now on the CT side. Considering those, I would say, more aggressive rounds overall have definitely worked out for Budapest 5. But no, they were happy enough to sit back and overall play relatively passive, at least up until now, when they do look to try and push forward around A main. Molly goes in. They need to worry about Pop Dog, though, as the smoke fades away. And indeed, Buddy, he's able to catch Corey with that, then also backs off to join up with his teammates, at least for a moment, until they're all ready to go forward. But let's see, Budapest 5, they've come back in from these positions a few times already. Bodio doing what he can as he's pulled back one already. Torji going to be able to get one on the op as well, as it's the double up so far that is paying dividends. And will it be able to give them even more? It actually denies the bomb plant. It's looking possible again that we may be seeing that other overtime. It is just all the ops. That's all that's getting frags right now.
They're all coming in together, and they're definitely pulling off. They're pulling off. This is not yet done. It's a 2-on-1. Haji. 17 seconds. No such luck. No such luck, my dude. Triple OT is confirmed with that in mind. And then all of a sudden, we have ourselves a very good chance that...
I'm gonna go pee. Not gonna lie. BRB.
Go for it. And, well, with that in mind... Oh, what a devastating performance here at the end of all for Budapest 5, that they are, well, for LDLC, that they aren't able to close it out. It comes in close, but no cigar. We are now about 3 hours later than usual. We are taking the long route here, but it is as it is. And unfortunately, it will be 3 OTs. Not unfortunately for Budapest 5, at least we can say as much. OT will continue a matter of moments. I think the teams need a bit of a break themselves. It's been a little bit of a long hustle. I mean, me and Dean need a break. Nothing new there. In any case, let's see. Maybe a bit of a longer break than initially expected.
And I'm back. I knew I could make it.
Welcome back. You have not missed anything
I had to go. It's been a long one. All the tea that I've drank to keep myself energized since we started at 9 AM is backfiring.
Well, I mean, it's about to be 12 hours almost. It's almost 7 o'clock, so, you know,
Jesus.
2 more.
Well, it's near 6 for me.
No, fair enough, fair enough. It's about to be 7 for me. Well, 10 to 7. You know.
Yeah, no, it's getting up there. This map alone, I think, is taking nearly 2 hours now.
Yep.
Because we've had a few pauses on top of, obviously, now a third overtime.
A lot of pauses, quite a few technical ones, and not to mention that the slow play of both sides, really. They've both taken their time on their T sides. That much is like continuously just encroaching and really playing the time down to the last 30 seconds or so. Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of that's kind of to be expected on train as well. You have some teams who are incredibly aggressive, but it's not too common. Normally teams will maybe show some initial aggression to try and find the openings, and then they'll slow things down and just try and pick apart the defense, because it is a map obviously where those rotations are fairly long, or can be, at least if you've managed to pull them out of those positions, such as connector.
If you're able to, that's obviously a thing, but oof, what a match, what a map, and what a series this has been, man. It's truly been nail-biting, you know, and I never thought to be able to see this, given that we've had Dust, we've had Nuke, and both maps ending relatively swiftly one or the other way. Of course, Nuke going in the way for LDLC, as it was to be expected. They even picked up both pistols. Even better in that regard. But either way, the general perception of this match was that LDLC are the better team, and that the underdog Budapest 5 would be struggling no matter what. And even on train, we're both kind of agreeing to the fact that it's most likely going to be Budapest 5 having, well, not as many troubles as they would have had on Nuke, but certainly a lot still to have on. This is, or I mean, certainly more than expected, but
bit of a change up there given the opt to Afro based on the spawn. He unfortunately ends up just getting naded heavily, and Haji trying to drop down Pop Dog, or at least attempting to bait it out with his legs on the ladder, ends up taking a very significant amount of damage. They may not notice on the CT side though, because they're still looking to go aggressive. They actually want an opening kill to have that right there on the scoreboard, and they will be able to achieve it. The smoke that went down as well allows for the immediate retreat without any vision for Haji to allow for the trade to be found. And yeah, there we go. A 5-on-4. Budapest 5 off to a good start here in the opening round of OT number 3.
well, it's definitely going the distance. That much is certain. LDLC, even with a man down, they are going to be playing this one a little bit slower. They're going to be taking their time. And you got to respect that. We've already kind of touched on the subject. Usually train is where we see the slower plays and the more meticulous approach from both sides. T especially, since they have to be very careful how they take map control in general. Now Body is here to control Pop. And we can see Budapest 5. Look at how safe they're playing. This setup is built to work against potential quick executions, quick plays. And in this instance, the execution is coming through. Let's see how it goes, Dean.
Oh, not quite actually forcing that player off at the back of the bomb site. They may do so now with that Molotov, but you see through the smoke, a double peek at least going to be coming in, so they don't give anything away for free. They don't give anything away in general, at least until the last couple of seconds of the round when Haji's allowed to just about scrape out one frag for himself. But that is all that is let go by Budapest 5. Plenty of time, obviously, for the defuse as the bomb just went down, and 22-21, Budapest 5, they find that opening round, but that doesn't seem to have really mattered all that much so far, if we're being honest. It has been just constant trades back and forth since we went into the overtime. Similar to what we seen during regulation, where it was one team who would hold control of the game for a stretch of rounds before it kind of flipped over. It's like a condensed version now would have been in the overtime, just going back and forth one round at a time.
Yeah, it's been really back and forth a little bit, hasn't it? And Budapest 5, at one point you see some great performance out of them, and on the other, then you have a complete and utter turnaround. And bit of a disappointing show of hand, one could say. Although, oh, Corey, I say disappointing show of hand. Well, that is exactly the opposite of that. As finally Haji will bring him down. The damage is already dealt. He's at 34 frags as well. We haven't even touched on the frag department. I guess there's no need to. Everybody's chiming in tonight. Julio, he needs to help his teammate though. They need to pick this together. It doesn't matter. Flav, seemingly unaffected, and is able to deny that push onto the left side towards Connector. And all of a sudden, LDLC, last man standing, Haji finds two. Oh, sees the third, but can't react. And we are back to square one again.
Not quite. I mean, this is maybe it. This could be Budapest 5 getting the 3 rounds on the CT side, which is basically equivalent to getting the 2 on the D side that we were saying. At that point, all they need is the 1, which so far in both of the previous OTs, at least, they were able to achieve. So this is scary. LDLC, they could be in a bit of trouble if they aren't able to at least salvage this 1 for themselves to work with. I mean, if they don't, at best, they're looking for a flawless CT themselves just to take it into another overtime, which I don't think is something that they want to be facing off against. So let's see how this goes. A very quick play coming in. Torji immediately going down around Sandwich, and Haji, he cannot be stopped. Takes the second, but Ito falls. They may not expect Corey around Pop Dog, and he actually has a chance to line up a few. The third kill is going to be found just about, and that's the bomb with the smokes down as well to ensure that it is going to be difficult to retrieve right now for Haji.
Oh, this is such a crucial moment in this instance. Haji, they kiss in the smoke, but Corey has the better view of him and will be able to drop him instantaneously.
Ace.
And, yep, he's going to be able to play it down to perfection. That shall be the wrap of this third OT. 3 in a row. I can't say I'm not happy. I can't say I'm not surprised by that. I definitely didn't think it was possible for them to pull it off like that, but sure, they do it.
Such a good start as well with that double kill from Haji, but they just had no one watching Pop Dog. Body, I think, had a nade out right there, so he wasn't able to do anything. Afro, or rather Sixer, I think it was last, being up on a ladder. So, I mean, he had to try and jump down to become accurate once again. Even here, Haji, I guess, somehow gets spotted. He just gets shot in the face before the smoke even faded away. So, nothing went the way of LDLC right there. And yeah, now, as I said, they need all 3 rounds on the CT side just to take another overtime. They're no longer fighting for the victory in this overtime. It is not possible. It is Budapest 5 who just need that one to go ahead and end it, and with that, end the tournament for LDLC.
Yeah, eliminate them from this standing. This would be quite devastating for LDLC, given, you know, the expectations around this squad, especially the likes of Haji. Afro finds one though. Corey is out. Afro goes in for seconds. That is a crazy choice to make, but he does get away to safety, so it's not that big of an issue. But in the end, there's not much that Budapest 5 seem to be able to do. 1 minute on the clock. They're still caught in upper brown holes. They have no sensible positional advantage. Yeah, this B stack. I mean, LDLC is reading this pretty well. It's not even a surprise at this point, right? Like, yeah, they know what they're up against. They know that they've been stacking. Well, they've been up in that position for so long. It's easy for them to read it. 22.
Yeah. I mean, even just the timing there when they peeked in together on towards ramp, it was absolutely fantastic. Caught the bomb, just dropped it down onto the ramp and forced Budapest 5 rather to go quickly forward, which just didn't work out for them, especially when you're running into a stack like that. You need to be able to take your time and clear out the corners and such, and with the op as well being the first line of defense just getting picked off. Yeah, 2 more to go though. 2 more chances for Budapest 5, 2 more to go for LDLC if they want to take it into another overtime. I still think they're definitely on the back foot a bit, but it's possible. I mean, I'm definitely not going to count them out. 3 rounds in a row on the CT side is not that hard of a task normally. It's just when the money's there, when Budapest 5 have a buy in every round, of course, that you feel like they may be able to do it, but I don't know. Maybe not. How it's been going so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we get more OTs, but Corey, the man who stepped up in that round to get the ace, he is going to be looking to be the hero here as well to help them close it out, and exactly that is what he's going to give us. Gets a second. Archie going to be able to get 1 as well, and it's Afro and Lambert to save it all right now for LDLC.
I think the end might be nigh, although let's find out. Afro and Lambert, as you said, they're the ones to pull it away, though. Lambert gets caught. Afro coming out of pop. There it is. That's the wrap. That's the end. Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the tournament here for of course, LDLC. They will be eliminated. They will be thrown to the wolves, and it is none other than Budapest 5 to secure themselves